From Washington, this is VOA News. DRC rebels return weapons in the North Kivu province. Thailand's military general says elections will have to wait. I'm Vincent Bruce reporting from Washington. UN officials say more than 100 fighters from a rebel group in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo have surrendered their weapons in a ceremony. Officials say the Rwandan Hutu rebels from the group known as the FDLR handed their arms to authorities Friday in Congo's volatile North Kivu province. UN spokesman Stephane Dujarric welcomed the action by the Rwandan Hutu rebels.
The mission welcomes this development and calls on the FDLR commanders as well as rank and file to surrender.
Dujarric said UN officials have received reports that the FDLR wants to start the surrender process in South Kivu. The general running Thailand's government has told the kingdom it is likely to be about 15 months before elections can possibly be held. Details now from VOA correspondent Steve Herman in Bangkok.
Army General Prayut Chan-o-cha, in a nationally broadcast address, ruled out any early general election for the country. The leader of the May 22nd coup says it will take about a year and 3 months to accomplish reforms necessary before a nationwide vote. The general says a legislative council will be established in order to select a prime minister, appoint a cabinet to oversee the administration, and draft a constitution. The army chief appealed to the international community to be patient, to give him time to carry out the necessary reforms. The United States and other countries have called for a swift return to democratic government. Steve Herman, VOA News, Bangkok.
There's more on these stories at voanews.com. In Malawi, one person has died as police clashed with protesters demanding a recount of last week's election. Reports vary about the cause of the death. The demonstrations in the southern town of Mangochi took place as Malawi's High Court deliberated over whether last week's disputed presidential election results should be made public or a recount should be held. No ruling has yet been made. According to the Kremlin's press service, Russian President Vladimir Putin has called for Ukraine's government to halt its military operation against pro-Russian separatists in the eastern part of the country. It was in a phone call with French President François Hollande. Mr. Putin reportedly noted the need for an immediate termination of the Kiev authorities' violence and bloodshed, and for the start of a direct dialogue between Kiev and southeastern Ukraine. VOA's Gabe Joselo has more on Ukraine's military operations against pro-Russian separatists.
Ukraine's acting defense minister Mikhailo Koval told reporters Friday the military will continue operations in the east until peace and order is restored in the region. Ukrainian forces have been battling against rebels who have taken control of administrative buildings and set up checkpoints in parts of the country. On Thursday, separatist fighters shot down a military helicopter near Sloviansk, killing at least 12 military personnel, including a general. Russia has denied supporting the insurgency in the east, while Russian fighters have been reported to be among the rebels. Gabe Joselo, VOA News, Kiev.
Pakistani police say they have arrested 4 people in connection with the case of 25-year-old Farzana Parveen, a pregnant woman who was bludgeoned to death by her family for marrying a man of her choice. Police on Friday said the woman's uncle and 2 cousins were among the 4 detained late Thursday. Her father is already in custody after reportedly confessing to the killing. U.S. President Barack Obama says he has accepted the resignation of his cabinet secretary in charge of Veterans Affairs, Eric Shinseki. Shinseki announced his resignation following a government investigation confirmed widespread shortcomings in the healthcare system the nation operates for military veterans. Mr. Obama told reporters he has met with Shinseki's acting replacement, the secretary's former deputy, Sloan Gibson, and made clear reforms should not wait.
I want somebody who's spending every minute of every day figuring out, have we called every single veteran that's waiting? Have they gotten a schedule? Are we fixing the system?
Kurdish civilians are among the dead in a village in northern Syria, attacked by fighters from an al-Qaeda breakaway group, the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, or ISIL. The Reuters news agency says 15 Kurdish people were killed. A local Kurdish journalist tells VOA's Kurdish service the dead included women and children, as well as fighters killed in an exchange with Kurdish forces. Visit us 24 hours a day at voanews.com for more on these and other stories. I'm Vincent Bruce in Washington.